Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's talk about Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is the newest Sony Spider-Man spin-off-ish thing that came out, and it is the second film in whatever Sony's going to call this outer universe. Um, so Venom, the first one, I really thought was pretty solid in terms of being stupid and fun. Like, I enjoyed it. I haven't read that many Venom comics. I just thought that the movie, the first Venom, was pretty entertaining. I thought Tom Hardy did a great job at being just really charismatic and really funny and really fun. And I thought the movie was stupid, the first one, but I thought it was enjoyable. Which is pretty much what I think about this one, honestly. This is a sequel to the first Venom movie, but this time Cletus Cassidy, Carnage, is created. Um, and they duke it out, Venom and Carnage. And basically that's the movie, because the movie is incredibly short. I was genuinely surprised at how short this movie is. It's only an hour and a half. It's like 92 minutes or 97 minutes. I think it's 97, because I think I looked online and it said the most recent comic book movies in the last 20 years. This is the shortest, not counting Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which was 92 minutes. So it's genuinely funny how short this one is, because comic book movies are by definition usually longer, and by definition they are never this short, really, which is very fascinating, because this one, it's weird. It feels butchered, but it feels like it works too in terms of being dumb entertainment. Like, I was entertained by this one like the first one, even though it was way shorter and way quicker to the point. Like, it's definitely one of those don't really think about it movies. It's just, you're just going to see a lot of silly stuff happen. And I was fine with that, because honestly I enjoyed this one like the first one. I really liked Tom Hardy like the last one. He's fantastic in this. Like, he's the best part, I think, besides Carnage. I think that he really does work very, very well. And I just think that Woody Harrelson is a good foil to that. Like, I like the fact that these two are going against each other, these two actors, like, because I liked their camaraderie between both of them. Um, but the weird thing is, since this is so short, it doesn't feel it's weird, because I like how short it is. I like how it feels like a really quick, fun popcorn sit. Like, it's a dumb movie, it's fun, but I also think it could have used a little more, because the way the movie looks marketing wise, it's like, seems like a big duking it out thing, and they do have a big fight at the end of the movie, of course, like you expect from superhero movies, but it never really feels like it's a it's completely like it's such a big, like, oh shit moment, because these characters are they're developed in a way where they're still fascinating. Like, the performances really carry the characters, I think, more than the writing, because these characters are silly characters that kind of just go against each other, if that makes sense. Like, it makes sense in the grand scheme of the story, but it's weird. It feels short. It feels good. It feels short in a good way, but short in a bad way. And I will stop saying that, because I keep saying that it's short and long. Like, it's too short, but it's good being short as well. Like, in terms of length, like, it did feel like a fun 90-minute movie. But like I said, Woody Harrelson, I thought, was a great addition to this. Like, I thought he did a good job as being this crazy psychopath, which is a good role. He plays very, very well. Um, Tom Hardy's great, like I said. Michelle Williams is back in this again, who is an actress I love in a lot of stuff, but it's like she didn't. It's like her character, like, they've got moments with her that I liked her character, but literally that Anne character could be, like, almost completely taken out of the movie. Almost. I know that she is used as a foil at the end of the movie, but it feels like almost she's could be taken out of the movie, really. Um, but I like seeing Michelle Williams, and also Naomi Harris's Shriek. So Naomi Harris I enjoy her as an actress, and I thought it was cool seeing her in this. But it's weird because she and Carnage do the or Cletus Cassidy, she and Cletus are really over the top, but like with her moments, there are some over the top moments that I just thought were kind of draining. Like I just thought it was too over the top, and it's very weird because I didn't really feel like she always did an entertaining job, and I do like her as an actress, I really do, but like I just felt like in this movie it was kind of like a little too much at times and not in the way I enjoyed, but like there are some lines that she said where I'm just like that's kind of cringy. This movie does the thing where it's definitely a lot of jokes that I laughed at some of them, I chuckled at some of them. Some of them are pretty lame, and the first movie did that too, but I feel like this one did it a little more a couple more lame jokes than I expected from this one as opposed to the first one. But it still is entertaining in its own right, and I still enjoyed that. But it's also a movie like the first one that is they talk about Carnage a lot, like killing people and eating people and cutting people's heads off, and then that barely happens in the movie. It's a PG-13 movie, which I see the problem and the solution to why it is a PG-13, why this Venom movie and the first one were PG-13s, because if they can get Spider-Man in this eventually, like they're gonna have to not make it so dark. And I hate that because I would like to see a dark Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's owned by Disney slash Sony, so we're not gonna get a dark Spider-Man. So we're not gonna have a dark Venom. So they're trying to appease the best of both worlds, where Venom is PG-13, so Spider-Man can join in, but it kind of ruins the notion of, oh, Venom is this crazy character doing all these brutal things. And I haven't read that many. I haven't read any comics with Venom really, but I know that just by cultural osmosis, that Venom is this psychopath who kills people, rips people up, and you don't really get that in this, and you didn't get it in the first Venom. I also really liked how this one really was a fun buddy movie. Like I liked again, like the first movie. I love the fact that um, with Eddie Brock and Venom, the way that they connect is kind of like a married couple, or a good friendship, and they're genuinely funny with their lines together. And I think that it works very good in that way. Like I said, I feel like Tom Hardy is the best part besides Woody Harrelson in terms of the actors, but I feel like Tom Hardy does a great job with like having this character deal with this character inside of him, and the idea of them both going back and forth was fun, like the first one. This one has some weird moments in it. There was one thing where Venom goes to a rave, and I was just like I literally was sitting there like, am I really watching this? Is this really the movie? Like, is this actually happening? What's happening? But moments like that, I was like, what? Like, I was genuinely kind of like mouth open, like, what is going on? Like, I just didn't expect that. And again, this is not like the Venom comics. Like I said, I haven't read any, but I know for a fact that Venom is just more of a crazy psycho. He's not really a person who is anti-hero slash like Maleficent kind of thing, where like it's a person who is not completely evil, but they're doing bad things. And that's kind of where they put Venom in both of these movies, because that's what these kind of Hollywood movies do, where like they don't really have villains anymore. They have misunderstood, or like characters who are do bad things but they're still good, kind of like Harley Quinn, like another example. But like I said, it's not for accuracy, and like I said, I don't know much about the accuracy. I just know, based on just hearing things, that Venom is not what he is from these movies. But overall, like, I still thought that this one, compared to the first one, I thought was still a really enjoyable time. I felt like the first one Still was good and entertaining. And this one is way shorter, but it's got good performances. It's got some silly moments that made me enjoy it. But it has some lame lines in it, like the first movie. The CG sometimes is pretty bad. Um, like the first one as well. It's weird. The first one and this one have such mixed. I have such mixed things about. But I did like this more than I disliked it. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I think it honestly, it's cool that Andy Serkis directed it. Like I can see, it's weird. I can see his like. I think this is his first movie he's directed. I can see kind of like like just thinking about a movie that Andy Serkis would direct. I kind of thought it would be something like this, something crazy and something wacky. Um, so I liked that, and like I said, I did enjoy the movie overall for being just silly and fun. It was a silly, fun, dumb time at the movies. I enjoyed it. Um, and I won't spoil it, but this, honestly, it's bad to say this without, I'm not spoiling the mid-credits scene, but everyone's saying the mid-credits scene is insane. What's going, like, because it's got a big thing in the movie that you're like, oh, so this changes everything. And it does. And there's a mid-credits scene which is honestly better than the movie. I watched this end credit scene, this 3 minute end credit scene, and I was like, this is better than the whole movie. And I liked the movie fine, but the end credit scene, I was just like, wow, this changes everything. This is really awesome. Um, but like I said, it stinks that it's in a movie that's just okay. Like I did like this movie like I did the first one, and I still think I like it as much as the first one on this first watch, but it's still stupid, but it's still got some entertaining performances and fun silliness to it. And I liked how fast it was for a hour and a half movie for a superhero movie, because superhero movies sometimes can be long and droll. This one is stupid and short in a fun way. So I am glad that I'm glad that I saw this one. I do usually see all these Marvel movies regardless, but I did have a fun time with this despite having nitpicks with it. Like it's a stupid fun time. So pretty much all I could say about Venom Let Them Be Carnage. There's not much to spoil. There's a couple things which I won't say here that kind of surprised me, which is the mid-credit scene, and then there's a thing that happens towards the end of the movie where I was like, oh, that is actually genuinely surprising in this movie that they did this thing. So it's nothing amazing, but it's totally solid enough for dumb fun. Like I thought it was stupid and fun. So that's it. More reviews coming up. Like I said, 31 days of horror. So see you guys with the next one. Take care.